and that you can hear me. Hi everyone, happy Thursday. It's Natalie, also known as Knitty Natty. Welcome to episode 104. This is a live podcast episode, so if you're coming back and watching it later, maybe give it a second and you should be able to see like live comments on the side or live chat on the side. I do want to get back into doing live videos at least once a month. So if you didn't get to join in today, come and join us next time. I'll try to do them at a variety of different times so that I can include lots of different people. You know, I want you here. I want you here. Anyway, today we're going to be celebrating, we're going to have a regular podcast, but we're also going to be celebrating with some giveaways today for 10,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So first, just thank you so much if you are here and you have been watching me since like episode 1. Amazing. If you're here and this is your first episode, welcome. Amazing. I'm so glad to have you here, and I'm just super grateful for this community and how much it has grown. It's so exciting. It's so cool. So thank you so much. I'm going to be giving away some prizes like live right now, pattern prizes. And then I have some yarn prizes that I will talk about later on that you will be able to enter to win by leaving a comment on this episode, and I'll draw a winner and announce it next week. Okay, so I'm set up a little bit off center today because I never get to show you like all the cute stuff I have back here. And then if you can see right there, like this is the window out of our bedroom, and what looks like buildings right there is our living room windows. And the shades are shut, so they're basically acting like a mirror and reflecting the city, which I can see this way is reflecting here. So I don't know, I just think it's cool. You never really get to see that view when I'm the other way. I guess I'll show you too. You know, you're here live, you get to see everything. That's what's going on here behind. Toaster's having like a little dream right now. He's twitching and stuff. But yeah, I thought, why not do this view? I mean, we might straighten up here in a second, but I thought I would at least show you that. So before I get started in showing projects and stuff like a regular podcast episode, this is live, so let's interact. Oops, what did I just do? I have my computer here. Oh, hold on, I totally exited out of the episode. Okay, so let me know, 1, where you're watching from, and 2, what are you working on? It doesn't have to be knitting or crochet. Are you at work right now? I tried to do this like during lunch-ish time for many time zones. So hopefully you can like make your lunch break right now. Maybe you're across the ocean and you are eating dinner. Like, what's going on? What are you doing right now? Let's see. Oh, Rachel is in the UK. It's 6 p.m. So you have a gin and tonic, you have a G&T, making a start on a crochet cat for your friend's new baby daughter. Oh, that's so exciting. Let's see who else. Hi from Georgia. Madison has 6 or 7 socks on the needles. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine waking up to that view every day? Yeah, I know. It's pretty incredible. It's a lot of fun to look out and see what's going on. Let's see, Charlie's working on a Musselburgh and maybe a stocking today. Uh-oh, you didn't get a notification, but you're here now. I don't know how notifications work on YouTube. I think that sometimes like your YouTube app will reset and then sometimes your notifications go away. So if you want notifications, maybe like make sure they're checked for everything, like for the channel. I don't really know how those work. I need to read more about it. Liz is on the eastern shore of Maryland, knitting on a shawl. Sammy's in Florida. Courtney's in Portland. Samantha just finished Slipstravaganza 30 minutes ago. Congratulations. That's a great start to the day. Hi from Texas. Let's see. Hi from New Jersey. Hey, neighbor. Let's see. Hi from the Netherlands. Just finished unloading the dishwasher. Good for you. Let's see, lots of people working on socks. Well, great. I'm so grateful for all of you able to make it today. And again, if you're watching this later on, hi. Hope you're having a great day. And let's just dive right into some knitting. How about that? So I am going to be keeping an eye on comments and stuff too, but I am kind of doing like a semi-regular episode, but instead of answering questions from Ravelry, when I get to the question part segment of the podcast, I will make sure to come back and be like super paying attention to the chat. But as I'm showing projects and stuff, like feel free to ask questions and I will kind of go in between things and answer. Still drinking coffee. I just finished my coffee actually. It's 1 o'clock here. Yeah, I got kind of a slow start to the day. I slept until like 8:45, I think. And then, you know, my whole morning routine takes me a long time. I'm like really liking the slow mornings, and then I get to work around like usually 10, but today it was like 11. So, but you know, we just got back from being in Texas and Florida, and so I needed like an ease back in. It's nice that I'm able to do that. Oh, and today I just keep wearing different knitting t-shirts every day. This one's one of mine from Knitty Natty in Texas, and it says "Getting Knit Done," which I really like the material of this one. Super comfy. Okay, I have a finished object. I've had like a month-long streak of having something finished or half finished, and I am so proud of myself because I had another like 4-month streak of getting like absolutely nothing done. And I say this probably every episode for the last few months, but knitting for me is such a reflection of what's going on in my life. And I was so stressed. See, my eye just twitched when I started talking about stress. That's one of my stress things. I was so stressed, so overwhelmed, and everything was just like in limbo. That's how my knitting was too. It's like I couldn't finish anything. And yeah, seasons come and go and those times will pass, but it feels so good to be like back into where I feel like I'm a little bit more on top of things. I feel motivated to finish stuff. I feel like knitting was still bringing me comfort, but I was just doing the easy stuff. And you know what? That's 100% fine. But now I feel more like myself, like just kind of like rolling through projects a little bit faster, and it feels good. It feels good. So wherever you are, if you're like, you know, getting lots of projects done, or if you're in a slump, you feel like you're in a slump, all of that is good. Let knitting bring you that comfort. It will all ebb and flow. But I finished a pair of socks. So I had one done last week and the other one I had started, and then I just finished these yesterday. I meant to block these last night when I got home, but I completely forgot. I didn't unpack my knitting bag last night, which is why I didn't get these blocked. And rather than blocking them this morning and like having them wet, I figured I would just, toaster's stretching out. I figured I would show them to you and then I will go block them. So these are for my brother's girlfriend. I made them, her feet are a little bit bigger than mine, so I made them just a little bit longer, 72 rounds instead of 65, like I do for me. I knit them toe up with 60 stitches. I did a fish lips kiss heel, that's my favorite. And then to make these short, I did 12 rounds of stockinette and 8 rounds of 1x1 ribbing. Now, I meant to do something else that I did last time I made socks for her, and what I did last time, I completely forgot to do it this time on the first sock. So then I just matched it on the second sock. So they were matching, but I meant to do a decrease round right after the heel where I get rid of 4 stitches, making this part tighter around the top part of like your ankle bone. Completely forgot to do that. So you can even see how much like, it's just a little too much extra. So I need to remember to do that for next time. So in my notes on this, on my Ravelry project page, it will say like what I did for the decreases or what I was supposed to do, and then it'll say like I forgot to do it. Anyway, so those socks turned out great. I forgot my project bag is just out of reach, but I actually have a lot left over, and so I'm planning maybe to make myself a pair of socks out of these and then do a contrasting heel. So the yarn is Big Sky Yarn Company, and the colorway is Music Row. I think some of you told me that she doesn't make this yarn anymore, or this colorway anymore, and that's probably true because she made this colorway when she lived in Nashville or in Tennessee, and now she doesn't live in Tennessee anymore. She lives in Montana, I believe. So anyway, this is like all the lights on Music Row in Nashville. So much fun. So those are finished. I'm going to probably mail those down to Tennessee to my brother so that he can give this to his girlfriend. So yeah, I know, Christina, isn't the yarn so much fun? It's really, really pretty. Okay, let's see who else has joined us. We have somebody from Denmark, somebody in Puerto Rico. That's so cool. Terry said that she knits dishcloths when she's in a slump and need comfort knitting. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I know slumps are so frustrating. It really is. Leslie said, I love it when people are so detailed in their Ravelry page. It really helps when looking for ideas. Yeah, I do too. I make sure to take notes for myself too on my Ravelry page, and however you choose to track things is like good. Ravelry just really works for me. But yeah, I try to take notes of things that I do, especially on socks for other people. So then when I go to make them another pair of socks, I can say, how did those fit? Do you want them tighter? Where? Do you want them shorter, longer, where? And then I can say, well, I did this many rows last time, so let's knock off a few, and it just makes it easier. Oh, hi from Ireland, very cool. Kathy, I'm an hour and a half from Big Sky Yarn. Oh, that's so exciting. Okay, let's see. Jacqueline asked, how do I find the right number of stitches if the sock is a gift? Well, there are some charts online for socks, like, generally, if you're knitting for a woman who has I would say a medium-sized foot, let's just say like size 7 to 10, I would do a 7.5 inch circumference, or 7.5, 8 inch circumference. So depending on your stitches per inch, that would kind of tell you how many stitches. For me, I like to do 60 stitches. I wear a size 8. For my brother's girlfriend, she wears a 9, I think, and I did 60 stitches as well. And then my brother wears like a 10, and I still do 60 stitches. So it just kind of depends. Like, socks need to have a little bit of negative ease, but there are charts out there. So like if you know somebody's shoe size, you can kind of go based off that. But I would say try 60 for a woman, and for a man, like maybe do 64, 68. And again, it just depends on your gauge. Like I get 8 stitches per inch, but if you get 7, that would change things a lot. So it just depends. Okay, so that was my finished object. Oh, sorry, Toaster, didn't mean to startle you. Okay, let's do a whip. I have another sock on the go, but I haven't done that much on it yet. So I need to put some markers in here. I think I have some. I have started a pair of pattern socks, and I've gone to the pattern and then I stopped. So these are the, oh no, what are they called, Maddie? Oh, I have it written down in my notes. String of Hearts. See, I didn't even need them. String of Hearts socks. They are going to be a beautiful cable sock pattern, but I haven't started the cable yet. But what I have done is both cuffs, and I've done like a plain row before I start the cables. So I brought these with me on my trip. I just didn't end up working on them at all because I was really into another project, which I'll show you in a second. But I can't wait to get started on these. So what kind of held me up is that I wanted to finish those other socks first. And then, like I said, I started another project. But also I need to sit down, and I will do it this weekend, if not before, and remember how to cable without a cable needle. So I have a cable needle because I thought, you know, if I do start this project, then I want to be able to do it even if I'm like on the plane or somewhere where I don't have internet, but I just didn't start it. So cabling without a cable needle is such a useful skill. Do any of you guys do that? You do cables without a cable needle? I've done it before several times. I just haven't done it in a long time, and I completely forgot how. So I'm gonna need to look up a tutorial on that and practice a little bit before I get started. Plus with a pattern sock, you know, that's a little more involved than just a vanilla sock. I can't just like take it on the go with me until I get it established, and then I probably will be fine. Let me tell you about the yarn real quick. This is from Arkansas Yarn Co. And it's an 80-20 Yeah, 80/20 blend, their plush sock. So it's a little bit thicker. So I'm actually on size 2 needles instead of my normal size 1. And this time I did 56 stitches, which might actually be too big. I don't really know yet, but I can try it on. I really need to get my toenails painted very badly. Yeah, that might be too big. Oh my gosh, look. That's pretty big. So I might need to do some adjusting here because the yarn is a little bit thicker. I don't know yet. So I think that was also in the back of my mind too, that the socks might be too big. Now I'm tangled up on my microphone. So I need to go back and look at those, but I love the yarn and the pattern is so good. Maybe I just need to start over on a size 1 because I thought this yarn would be a little more plush than it is, and I'm actually happy that it's not because I'd rather make my socks on a 1. I would rather do my normal thing, but because that looks a little open, right? I think I could probably go down to a 1. So I might be starting those over. I haven't decided yet. I'm literally just thinking things out loud in the moment, so. But I am gonna make those socks. I really, really like them. Okay, lots of y'all saying String of Hearts is so pretty. I think it's Una. I do 56 stitches with size 1 needles because my feet are so narrow. That's good. Why are you using 2 sets of needles instead of 1 long one and 2 at a time? I really don't like 2 at a time because I don't like having 2 balls of yarn attached to 1 set of needles. I'd rather keep them separated and then I'm able to take a single sock on the go with me. So that's just my preference. I don't like having all of it all on the same needle. Let's see. When you get to the cables, it might pull it in. That's true. Maybe I should do the cables first and then see. Nora asks, why do you love making socks? That's a really good question. I really enjoy making socks. I will say I'm not a huge wearer of socks, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that I like to make socks. But socks are so fun because for me, I think there's 2 main reasons. One is that they're so portable, so I can just take them with me wherever I go. I don't have to really think about it. I have a pattern memorized in my head, and so it's just like an easy project I can take with me. And then the second thing is that they are a way to use really fun yarn that you might not use for a sweater or shawl. You can use some crazy colors, and so I really enjoy that as well. If you're into pattern socks, you can do whatever pattern. You could try out a pattern on socks without having to commit to a whole sweater. I think there's just so many reasons to knit socks. I really like them, but I don't really wear them that much. Let's see. You can always rib on a smaller needle and then go up for the cable section. Yeah, I totally could. Let's see. How do people use one long cable needle to make socks instead of 2? So Ronnie, what they do is they do magic loop with 1 long needle and you knit half. Well, I haven't done it in so long because like I said, I don't really enjoy it. I will do it sometimes for the sleeves of sweaters, but basically you'll get your little deals lined up together here, okay? And then you'll knit across half and half on the same side, and then turn around and knit across half and half, and then you'll have 1 needle for both. But you have to knit half of sock 1, half of sock 2, the other half of sock 2, the other half of sock 1. It's great. It's a great method, and a lot of people like doing that, but I don't like having 2 balls of yarn. Okay. Let's see. Sock yarn is so beautiful. I think sock yarn is also easy to stash. You can just grab a skein and say, well, I'll make socks with it, right? If a beautiful skein of yarn catches your eye, I think that's part of it too. Okay. Oh, hey, Bethany. I just saw that you're here. Welcome. Socks are your comfort knitting for sure. Sarah asks, what are your favorite needles to use? For socks, my favorite needles are Chaigu Red Lace. Those are my favorite. Okay, that seems like too much. I'll stick to double pointed needles. Yeah, do whatever you already like doing. My face is so dry, sorry. Okay, I like 2 at a time, but I don't like 2 balls either. I just go from both ends of the ball. Yeah, that totally works too. It tangles up for me that way, though. I'm just like, I don't know. 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 I'm just picky, I guess, about it, right? Because I want it to be comforting for me, and so I do what's comforting for me. I don't know. There's so many great things that you can do with socks for sure. Okay, let's talk about, I've got 2 more whips. I've got my Sorrel sweater, and I have a new project too. What's that noise? Is there an ice cream truck? I've been seeing ice cream trucks, but we don't have a lot of kids in our neighborhood, so it's probably not coming through here. Okay, let me show you my Sorrel sweater. Look at it. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so observation number 1, look at how wide this neckband is. Oh, it's huge. It almost looks like it couldn't because I'm not this small, but it almost looks like one of those off the shoulder things. It's better when I put it on. Now I won't know really until I block it. So I'm a little nervous right now, but I did stop and try this on. Okay, so let me tell you about the pattern. This is Summer Sorrel by Wool and Pine. There are several Sorrel sweaters. The first one was it fingering in mohair or DK in mohair? I can't remember. It was a little thicker, long sleeve. Then there was this one maybe, and now there's a spring version that's like sport weight or something. This is the fingering weight version, and I'm making it short sleeves, and I'm making it with 3 colors. I'm gonna fade it. So all of my yarns are from Yarn Over New York. And then the first color is called Loyal here. This one is Loyal. I'm actually already done with this one. I'm not gonna need it again, but that one is Loyal, so I'll be able to do something with that. This one is called I'm a Barbie Girl. And then the last one I'm gonna use is Purple, and what is that one called? I've got my tags. It is called Bubblegum Dance. So it's super fun. So I've got all those in here. I've got my 3 skein float toes, a crocheted pattern that helps me keep everything together. But yeah, so I made a lot of progress since last week. Here's my marker, my cake. I think the cake really goes with this yarn. So a lot of progress since last week. I finished up the yoke, and then I separated the sleeves, and before I knit too much, I did like a row or 2. I separated everything so I could try it on. I actually tried this on in a Buc-ee's bathroom, which is, Buc-ee's is a huge gas station in Texas and other parts of the South. And so I tried it on in the stall and kind of like took some selfies because I didn't have a mirror, because I didn't want to, I wanted to try it on not over my shirt. So I took off my t-shirt and then tried it on. So of course I was like not fully clothed, so I didn't want to go out in the mirror. But other than that, I wouldn't have cared. If I had a tank top on, I would have done it, but because I didn't, I was like, I'll just stay in the stall. Anyway, so I tried this on and it fits. The neckline is really wide. It's wide in the pattern. It's wide on the model. You never do see her with her front and back showing, meaning you don't see her from the side. So there's no telling if it was pulled in the back to make sure it didn't look too wide in the front. I have seen some people make modifications on this. I've seen somebody with a ribbed top instead of the I-cord, and then somebody else let me know that you could make an additional I-cord and basically connect it across the back, let's just say from here to here, and it will just be like a pretty I-cord string and kind of draw things up. So that might be something that I'm going to try. But my plan is to knit the body, and then I will block it, or I might do halfway down the body and knit the sleeves and then try it on again because they're short sleeves. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I'm a little nervous about it, but I did try it on and it's fitting so far. It's definitely not too small or anything. What else? Okay, so I am doing some modifications on this as far as the body goes. The sleeves I figured actually are going to be fine for my size. I haven't modified the armhole at all, but for the body I'm going to do some A-line shaping because I know for me I'm smaller on top. The size I chose for my bust is not the same size that's going to fit my hips. So I did some math and I put this on my Instagram. I saved it in my Instagram highlights if you want to go there. But basically I did some measurements, I did some math, I did some calculations, and I figured out that I need to do 6 rounds of increasing spread out from underneath the bust to the hips to get this to where I need it to be. So hi Natasha. So that's what I'm going to be doing for this. And then the next thing I need to do is figure out when I'm going to start fading in the purple, because you can see the fade is pretty long, really long, right? But I think I have a ways to go. I do kind of wish I had done more of this, but the instructions said to start fading halfway through the yoke, and that's what I did. So if I made it again, I'd probably go a little further, I think, but we'll just have to see when it all plays out. It's hard when you're knitting something for the first time, right? You don't know exactly how it's going to end up, but I'm loving it so far. It's really fun to knit, and now it's just on the easiest part. I am literally just straight knitting, except for my increased rounds every 17 rounds I figured out, and so that's become my easy project, my 30 minutes of knitting project, so much easier. Okay. Last project, and then I think I needed to give away a pattern prize. Okay, I started a new sweater. So as soon as I got to the, oh wait, I haven't looked at the chat in a second. Sorry, I'm trying to do that in between projects. Okay, let's see. Ronnie asked, can you see bra straps with it on? Yeah, you probably can, which I really don't like, so I'm probably gonna add something to tighten things up. Can you pick up some of the stitches from the neckline and do rib to close it in? Possibly. I wish I could knit crochet tops for the summer, but I'd get way too hot. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna wear this in the summer. Like, it's not realistic for the summer. I'd say it's better for the fall with a jacket, but it's good to have it knit now, right? I'm trying to knit ahead of the season. Oh, let's see. Oh, we have somebody new here, Holly. This is your first podcast. Oh, yay. Welcome, Holly. Okay. Thanks for the IG notes on modifying the body. I never thought about my hips being bigger would cause an issue. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it definitely helps, and you really don't, like, visibly, you don't really see it. It's just like it fits your body in the same way, looseness, like all the way down. It's so much better. Okay, new project. So I'm getting hot because I've turned off my air conditioning and it's warm today. It gets hot in New York in the summertime. It's not summer yet though, right? Because summer is like, winter is December, January, and February. Spring is March, April, and May. So summer technically starts in June, right? June, July, and August. Well, anyway, it's hot here. It's like over 80 degrees, so it feels pretty hot when it's been so cool. New project. I bought yarn when I was on the Brooklyn yarn crawl. I think I bought this at String Things Studio. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. There was a trunk show there from the Wandering Flock. This is a yarn dyer in Brooklyn, New York, which is really cool. So I have two colors from her. I have my fingering weight, which is called Birthday Ice Cream, and my Mohair, which is simply called Teal. Okay, so here's my two colors, my teal and my Birthday Ice Cream. Oh, I originally put this in a yarn cozy because I forgot that I was going to use a float tote, so it's in a yarn cozy inside the float tote cup, and now it's just double contained. So I started this when we were driving from from Texas to Florida, moving my mother-in-law just a couple days ago, and I cast it on Sunday, and I knit like crazy and just like almost finished the yoke, and then I finished it on the plane ride home yesterday. I finished the yoke, and so here we are. So I am literally right now, like if I sat down and knit on this right now, I would be splitting for the sleeves, and I'm gonna try this one on too. So this pattern is the Rocket Tee, not like a rocket into outer space, but like rocket, 2 words, rocket. Rocket Tee by Tanis. I think her last name is Lavelli or something like that. It's Tanis Fiber Arts. And I've seen this pattern knit so many different ways. I have made some modifications, so I'll talk about that too. But hers is knit with mohair and fingering weight. I've done mohair in single ply. Hers might be single ply, I can't remember. And then I've also seen people do it with just fingering weight, no mohair because they don't want the sheerness. In the front, it's hard to see right now, but there's a V-neck. You can see I've just joined it in the round. It's a V-neck in the front. It's short sleeve. Of course, you could make them longer if you wanted to. And it's just a really simple top. So my modification, my biggest modification is that I took out the yarn overs in the raglan. So there's supposed to be, I did just make one increases. There's supposed to be yarn overs on either side of all of the raglan increases. And I said, nope, and I took them out. There's also supposed to be yarn overs down the side, and I'm saying, nope, not gonna do those either. I just didn't want the holes. I don't know, it didn't look like, I wanted more of a polished look, if you will. I don't not like the holes, but with the mohair and the yarn overs, I just decided that I didn't want them. So I just did make ones instead. There you go. I also believe that I am going to pick up around the neckline with my single ply yarn instead of the mohair. I believe she does the edging with mohair held doubled, and I think I'm going to use this yarn. I think that I will like that personally better. So this sweater is going pretty quickly. Once I get it divided up and try it on, make sure everything is good, which it's looking a lot better than my summer sorrel over there. As far as the neckline goes, I think it's going to fit pretty well. Then I will just be knitting round and round on this. I'll also do some math to figure out any increases that I need, because I believe I will need some. There's no shaping in this pattern. I think it's just straight down, which is totally fine, but I just need a couple extra inches so that it doesn't like fit loose up here and then get snug around my hips. I don't like that. It makes me feel like those balloon tops, you know, that used to have like the band on the bottom. Like, I don't want that. I want it to be nice and loose all the way down. So here we go, my rocket tee. I'm really having a fun time working on that. Working with mohair by itself is a little bit challenging, so just keep that in mind. But it's not impossible. It's a lot of fun to do. So I'm liking it. I will probably wear that one in the fall for sure, because I'll have a tank top on underneath it. Like, I don't want to wear a sheer top. And plus I don't want like mohair on my skin, like on my stomach. That sounds itchy to me. So yeah, it's a short sleeve top, but I'll probably wear it in the fall with like a jacket, or if it's cool, I'll just, because I run hot. Like, I'm not one of those people who are like, oh, I'm cold. I'm hot most of the time. Tannis gray. No, it's not Tannis gray, because Tannis gray is another designer, and I said Tannis gray last week and I was wrong. So I think it's Tannis. Here, I can just look. Who designed the rocket tee? Watch it be Tannis gray. Let's see. Tannis Lavelli. Tannis L. Okay, let's see. What are you guys saying here? Hi, Stephanie. Welcome. Hi, Cindy. All right. It's too hot in Nashville, but fall or spring would be great for the sweater. Yeah, it's so hot. Last podcast when your AC was on in the video, I couldn't hear it running. Oh, I turned it off. That's why you couldn't hear it. If I turn it on now, you're definitely going to hear it because I'm sitting right next to it. I love the Wandering Flock. Try the hot pink color sometime. It's so vibrant. Yeah, those colors were amazing, amazing. You love the video of the yarn crawl and yarn store visit. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, let's see. Oh, Jean, you made this one last summer and you love it. That's awesome. Thank you, Linda. Tannis Lavelli. Would it look nice with just fingering weight yarn, do you think? Absolutely. I know some people doing this and it's great because it's just like a great like basic pattern V-neck sweater. I mean, you could even like get some more yarn and make it long sleeve or a little longer sleeve, like whatever you want to do. Absolutely. I think it would look really, really great. Andrea said I made this with cotton and it turned out great. That's awesome. The rocket tee pictures on Ravelry give me so many great ideas. Yeah. Oh, Andrea, you're crocheting a garment for the first time and you're nervous about the fit. Well, definitely try it on as much as you can. That's a good thing about crochet, is it's much easier to try on because you don't have all those live stitches. So try it on as much as you can. Am I using mohair, or are you asking somebody? I'm using mohair. You don't have to use mohair. You know what else would be cool is if you just did like a fingering weight and a lace weight. I think that would look pretty, like a wool lace weight. That could look really cool. Okay, make sure you swatch. Oh yes, I forgot to show my swatch. Made a swatch and I blocked it. Make sure to swatch with both yarns. If you're using 2 yarns, this goes for any sweater. And this one, Tanis has really, really good notes on the sizing, on the, she doesn't say to swatch with both yarns, but I think it does say like blocked gauge, and she says in both yarns it needs to be the same gauge. So I would recommend making a swatch a little bigger than this. What I should have done is like another mohair stripe and another fingering weight stripe just to really get it good, but I was in a rush. And so I made sure I got gauge on both. If you really had to, you could switch your needle in the mohair if you needed to. And it wouldn't be that big of a deal because it's every 8 rounds. Let's see. Oh, hey, Sarah, you just joined on your lunch break. That's so awesome. Okay, let's give away a pattern. So, do I have any crocheters here? I have some crochet patterns to give away. So I have some crochet patterns, and then I'm also going to give away some of my patterns. So if you're a knitter, you can choose a knitting pattern. But I do have patterns from Deanne Ramsey, who's Addie Day Designs. I think the last time I made her shawl was back in the fall, or was it early spring of last year? Yay, we have some crocheters. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to be giving away some of Deanne's patterns today. Basically, I'm going to randomly choose a name and have you email me, and then you get to pick one of her patterns, and she will send it to you on Ravelry. So I have her, oh, no, I don't. Dang it, I forgot to put that in there. I need to go back and add her Ravelry store. Let's see if I can do that real quickly. Deanne Ramsey. I will link her Ravelry store down below so that you can look at her patterns, even if you're not a winner today, because I want you to be able to see her beautiful patterns. Oh yeah, I made the blur shawl. Okay, let me see if I can add that real quick. I thought I had everything. I have everything for our other winners here. Let's see, let's see. Okay. Adding that right now. Hold on, sorry. Crochet. I'm typing it in the wrong place. Crochet patterns. Wow, this is really professional. There, save. Okay, so it might not show up right now, but when you come back to this video later, she'll be linked down below. Addie Day Designs. So let's give away one of her patterns. Again, you're just going to email me. I think I copied what I needed. Nope. See, I was all prepared. I'm going to pin my email address in here so that if you win a pattern prize today, I just need you to email me, and I would like if you can remember to put in the title of your email, Pattern Winner Episode 104. That will help me find you. That will help me find you. And there we go. I pinned it. I don't really know what that means. Does that mean it will go up to the top? Oh yes, it does. Cool. Okay. Deep breath, Natalie. All right, let's pick a random winner. I have 3 of these to give away today. Okay, let's see who the winner is. All right, Nora, you're the winner. Nora Kuno. Okay, Nora, copy down my email. Later on or right now, go email me and say that you're the pattern winner, one of the pattern winners for episode 104, and we're gonna get you one of Deanne's patterns, one of her crochet patterns. They're beautiful. So the one that I did a while ago was the blur shawl, and I ended up giving it to somebody because once I finished it, I realized it really wasn't my colors, but the pattern was so pretty. It's this like semicircle faded crochet shawl, super, super pretty. And I think I gave it to my friend Brooke because it was like kind of reminded me of her. It had greens and yellows and creams. It was really, really pretty. It's in my Ravelry group. Yes, congrats, Nora. So I'll have some more patterns prizes to give away here soon, here shortly. Okay, what next? All right, those were all of my whips. Okay, so here is where I would normally go into an Ask Me. So instead of drawing the questions from Ravelry today, since we're live, I would love to answer a few questions here with you guys, live questions. So ask away. If you have a knitting question, if you have a life question, put it in here. Let me know. I'm gonna get to, a few of them. Not gonna be able to get to all of them, but put in a question here and I would love to answer it. Usually in between stuff in the podcast, I'm like checking, drinking water, putting on lip gloss, but I get to cut it all out. But because you're here live, you get to see it all. Don't you love that? My favorite lip gloss. I need to order some more. It's C.O. Bigelow. I love this stuff because it's not like sticky or cakey and it actually works, unlike chapstick. Doesn't work. Actually hydrates. Okay, let's see what questions we have going on. Okay. Oh, Kat, I would love for you to join the membership. Okay, let's see. Heather asks, how do I avoid ladders in socks? Okay, Heather, so I actually answered this question last week, funnily enough. I remember that now. So go back to episode 103. I'll give you a brief synopsis here, but go back and see my full answer in that episode. But there's a couple things you can do. Make sure you have a needle with a flexible cord when you're doing magic loop. If you're doing double pointed needles, that doesn't affect you, of course. And then when you start the needle, tighten up the second stitch, not the first stitch. So you knit the first stitch, go into the second stitch, tighten up, and then carry on. But I've got a full answer over on episode 103, so go and check that out. And Heather, if you will email me too, you are a pattern winner. I'm going to be giving you one of my patterns for free. So shoot me an email. I've pinned my email up to the top, and I will get you one of those patterns. Okay. Una asks, can you do a video like you did for the Brooklyn yarn stores except in Manhattan? So I probably will end up doing that eventually. Next I have, not like next week, actually I'm not sure if it's going to be next week or the following week, but next as far as yarn stores go, I have a shop in New Jersey and the entire video will be just about that shop. So I'm kind of hoping to do more stuff like that, like rather than going to several stores all at once, I want to go to like each store. We'll have to see how you guys like it, if you enjoy where it's like a whole video about one shop and you can let me know. But yeah, I would love to do more stuff in the yarn stores around me. I've only been to one here in Manhattan so far, so I need to get myself moving and get to more of them. Una, if you can email me too, I'll send you one of my patterns for free. Actually, I'll just say that now. If I pick your question, just shoot me an email, and you know what? Actually, this would help me get things to you faster. If I answer one of your questions, this is a prize coming from me, not from Deanne. I will send you one of my patterns for free. So if in the email you can just let me know your Ravelry username and which pattern you would like, that would help me make things a lot faster. So if I answer your question, just do that, okay? My email's at the top. Okay, now I can get through questions faster. Let's see, Kathy asks, I'm doing my first test knit. Any tips or pointers as a tester? So I would say, as a pattern designer, what I appreciate is somebody who is communicates a lot. So I would rather you ask a million questions, be very detail oriented, than just not say anything at all. Because as a consumer, I knit different patterns all the time, and I'm like, why did nobody tell the designer that this is confusing? Like, my pattern testers tell me everything. They're like, I think you should say like a instead of the. No, not something like that, but like they're very detail oriented. Like, I figured this part out, Natalie, but like it was a little bit confusing. And I'm like, okay, I want to know that so that we can make it crystal clear. And even with all that, things, you know, are still not always the easiest to interpret. So I would say communicate a lot, meet those deadlines, and even if you're not able to meet them, again, just communicate with the designer. That's going to help you build a relationship with them where they're going to take your advice more than like feel not offended, but like it can be hard to ask for feedback even when you're like designing something. I think that's a fear for a lot of designers, is like we're asking you to test it because we know there's going to be mistakes, but then we're like, oh no, there's mistakes. Who cares? There's going to be mistakes. That's why you have testers. So I would just say communicate a lot. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is a good question. Where did it go? Where did it go? Uh-oh, I lost it. Hold on. There's so many good questions. I'm just going to have to choose randomly. Okay. Amber asks, how long have you been knitting and crocheting? Okay, Amber, I have been knitting the longest. I learned to knit first. I learned to knit when I was about 13 years old. So it's been like 16 years that I've been knitting. So I learned to knit, and you know, I did it off and on, but I became like a serious knitter in high school. Then I went off again in college, and then I became like who I am today after college, and got really into knitting and honed my skills and started looking at stuff on YouTube. And so I've been knitting, for about 16 years. And then I've been crocheting for about 14 years. A friend taught me to crochet, and I hated it at first. It was so hard compared to knitting. But now I enjoy crochet. I don't do it as much as knitting, but I really do like crochet as well. Okay, let's see. Sheila says, maybe you could do an interview with the shop staff or owner. Sheila, you have read my mind. That's going to be in my next yarn store thing. We actually have an interview. I'm really excited. I've got to see how it all turned out because we did it before I left on this trip, and I haven't gone back to look at the footage, but that is definitely something that I want to do. Okay, Olivia asks, I'm originally from Texas and live in New York City now. Oh wow, oh my gosh, we should meet up. What brought you here? It's probably in a past episode. Yeah, I think it is in a past episode, but it's been a while, so I'd love to answer that question. So my husband Kent and I are we lived in Texas. Kent's lived in Texas his entire life. I grew up in Tennessee and then moved to Texas after college, and we met like a year later. So I kind of thought we'd always live in Texas because that's where Kent is from and where he's always lived. But during the pandemic, we were kind of like, it would be really fun if we could just like go live somewhere else, like before we have kids, before we really settle down, like, and do something else. Plus, we lived in the suburbs of Dallas. We didn't live in Dallas, like in the city where our friends were, and we just had no real reason to stay in the suburbs. We'd originally moved out there to be near Kent's mom. We actually lived in her house for a little while when she didn't live there, and then we bought our own house, and we were just like, we felt kind of stuck. Like, why are we in the suburbs? Like, we don't have kids. Like, we're not really enjoying ourselves here. We need some adventure. And then it kind of coincided with like me getting closer and closer to being able to quit my full-time job as a teacher and be able to do this, to do YouTube, to work on Knitty Natty. And I started another YouTube channel in March of last year. And so I thought it kind of all just like started as a what if, like a dream. And we started researching, and by researching, I mean watching YouTube videos on apartment tours. It was a dream that just like turned into like something we started talking about every day. And then we were like, let's do it. Let's just put our house on the market. Let's see what happens. And so we did. And here we are. So it's kind of crazy. I mean, it did happen kind of fast. Like, we'd been talking about it for months and months, but like only right before we listed our house in January did we get serious about it, and then we just did it, which is crazy. So I don't know, it still kind of feels not real. Like, I still think like, wow, I don't have to like, if I don't want to like get up today and start working right away, like my boss is me. It's such a weird feeling. I feel really, really grateful. But yeah, so that's why we moved to New York. We just wanted an adventure. So New York is probably not a permanent thing for us. We're going to be here for at least a year, a little over a year, and then we'll see what happens from there. We might go somewhere else. We might stay. We might go back to Texas. Who knows? Follow along. You'll know when we know. Well, probably a little bit after. But yeah, so there you go. And don't forget, if I'm answering your question, make sure you email me, okay? That's the only way I can get you your pattern. Email me. Okay, let's see. Oh, I like this one. This is fun. Ellie says, what's your go-to coffee order or tea order? That's a really good one. Okay, so first thing in the morning, most of the time, all I want is just like black coffee with a little bit of almond milk, because I don't want anything too much to start my day. Other than that, I'm probably just gonna get a plain latte or a soy latte. Again, I don't really like sugar or anything in my coffee, but once in a while, oh, and always hot in the morning, always hot. Once in a while though, if I want like an afternoon treat, I will get something a little bit sweeter. Usually I only do this at like local coffee shops. Like I'll kind of see like what kind of like chocolatey latte they have or cinnamon or something like that, and I'll order like something that they just make there. Again, usually hot. In the summertime, sometimes I'll get an iced coffee, but yeah, that's my go-to. I like lattes. I'm a big latte person, but I used to be a huge chai tea latte person. Those are really sugary too, and they're really, really good. Okay, let's see. Oh, hey, Rebecca. As you're watching your matching yarn with patterns, I like that. Virtual knitting, it's the best. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh, there's so many questions. You guys have such good questions. That kind of makes me think like something that I was doing really well on before we started moving is I would have just like a fun like nighttime live episode that wasn't a podcast. So I might be bringing those back too. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is a good question. Sand asked, I want to purchase a set of Chigoos. Just curious, do you use 4 or 5 inch interchangeables? So I've had people ask me this recently, and I measured mine, and they are, that's very squeaky. They are 5 inches. Actually, I think the knit picks might even be a little longer. 4 is short. For me, I don't like 4. I don't think I have a measuring tape nearby. I'm pretty sure mine are 5 inches. Yeah, that's not a Chigoo. I don't have a Chigoo over here, but for the interchangeables, I'm pretty sure 5 inches. I like the longer. And I just ordered a set of double pointed needles. I need them for some of the lessons that I'm doing because I got rid of all my double pointed needles because I wasn't using them. But then people are signing up for lessons for double pointed needles, so I was like, oh no. I need some. So I ordered 6 inches. So 5 for interchangeables and 6 for double points. Okay, let's see. I'll do a few more questions. Sarah asks, any favorite shows to watch and things to do in the background while you knit? Well, lately I've been reading a lot while I've been knitting. And that would have to be simple knitting. It's like not all the time. But I have been reading knitting murder mysteries. They're really cheesy and really easy to read, and the same thing always happens. Like the plot is pretty much like the basic plot's pretty much all the same, but I love it. So the series I'm reading is, the first book is Knit One Kill Two, and I'm on the 3rd one right now. And then what I'll do is I'll read another book in between, like another fiction book, and then I'll go back and I'll read another knitting murder mystery. I have like 6 books right now on my Kindle with airplane mode on so that they don't get sucked back into the library. Sorry, library, I'm keeping them. But as far as shows go, I just finished Firefly Lane on Netflix. I'm watching Jenny and Georgia, and I just started watching The Baker and the Beauty. That one's pretty cheesy too, but I really like the family dynamics that they have. I think it's really cool. Oh, and then I need to finish a movie. I just watched a movie on the plane yesterday that was called, oh no, it was like a dance movie, and it was actually really cute. And I like that they have a deaf actor in there, and it's a really cute movie. Man, what is it called? I need to finish that today. Maybe I'll post it on Instagram if I'm watching it. But I pretty much just watch Netflix, or I'll watch YouTube, and I'll watch like my favorite like cleaning YouTubers if they have more like a sit down video, or watch a knitting podcast. I just watch a variety of things. Okay. Chai means tea, and chai tea is tea. Well, chai is a kind of tea here. So maybe chai does mean tea in another language, but chai is like a certain kind of tea, right? I mean, if you say chai, I know that you mean chai tea. Maybe that's a US thing, I'm not sure. Have I ever been to Europe? No, I've never been to Europe. I would love to go to Europe. We hopefully will go soon. Okay, let's see. Feel the beat. Yes, Feel the Beat. That's the movie that I watched. It's so cute. So cute. Okay, let's do, what time is it? How long have I been on here? 55 minutes. My goodness. Let's do like 2 more questions. Okay. I'm like closing my eyes and looking for questions. Okay. When will the membership open back up? Good question. So the membership will open back up. This will be the $10 membership. It will open back up on June 1st. It'll be open from the 1st to the 3rd. And that's how it's going to be moving forward as well. It will close like on the night of the 3rd every month. And then it will open back up the next month. So the reason that I'm doing that is because I want to make sure that we have all of our new members like join in at one time, so that we can properly get you into everything, into all the groups, make sure you get all the emails, make sure you're, have our calendar, and you just know what's going on. Because I realized what was happening is like people would join at all times of the month, and then I wasn't sure, like, I wasn't able to like check in with everyone, like, hey, are you enjoying yourself? Are you getting to know people? Are you getting the emails? And so we're gonna just do a short period of signups, and then it will be closed until the next month. So I hope that makes sense. And there's all kinds of different stuff that I'm going to be doing with the membership going forward. So just stay tuned. I'll keep you posted on Instagram and everything. Okay, let's do last one. Marg asks, are you planning on getting Advent minis this year? I didn't last year and I missed it. Yes, I just barely made it to get the Advent calendar that I always get, which is from Dragon Horde Yarn and Yarn Cafe Creations. It's a Harry Potter Advent calendar, and so every year they do like a different book. This year they're on book 5, Order of the Phoenix, and so I missed the update, and somehow a week later there was still one left and I was able to get one. So that's what I'm gonna do this year. I'm gonna be making my granny squares, crocheting my granny squares as always. Last year I added on crocheting a stripe into my granny stripe blanket, and this year I'm gonna add one more thing. So I'm excited to be doing all of that stuff. Super fun. Okay, email me if I answered your question. And now I need to know again, where are my crocheters at? Because I need to choose another person for the Addy Day designs pattern. So let me know if you're a crocheter so I can choose you as a winner. So last thing I have here, I am going to, well, not really last thing. I knew this was going to be long. It's probably going to be another 20, 30 minutes. But I want to show you the physical prizes I have to give away, which are going to be in the comments. And then I just want to share some life stuff, like I always do at the end of my episodes. So if you can stick around, if your lunch hour can be a lunch hour and a half, stick around. Let's keep going. Okay. So I know that our first winner was Nora. She's going to email me, Nora. And our second winner, we're going to choose. Second winner is going to be Leah Corbin. Leah, you are the winner. Email me. My email is still pinned to the top of the comments. Email me and let me know you're a pattern prize winner, and you'll get to pick out one of Deanne's designs. Leah, remembering to write your name in so I don't forget. Okay, awesome. So let's talk about physical prizes. Okay, let me show you what I got. I have been gifted some beautiful makes from these makers. Okay, sorry, they're all the way over here. Okay, so the first one is from Mandy's Makings. I know I have this shop linked down below. Okay, here's what's cool about Mandy's Makings. You might have heard of her before. Her Share a Pair of Socks are very popular right now. Okay, so this is what it says. Our mission: to provide high quality handcrafted items to our valued customers at a reasonable cost while bringing awareness to human trafficking and giving back to those affected. By purchasing our products, you are also providing gifts and school supplies for children, household goods for shelters, and support for businesses employing survivors. That is really, really cool. I did not know that in all the Instagram posts that I've seen about these beautiful Share a Pair sock things. I had no idea. So if you are interested in some beautiful hand-dyed yarn, head to Mandy's Makings. I've got our Etsy shop linked down below, and know that you're also going to be supporting a good cause. But if you also want to enter to win something I'm not sure is in her shop anymore, I have this to give away. Okay, so these are the Share a Pair socks. So what's really fun about these is, and I might be understanding this wrong, this is how I understand it, you can let me know. So this is the Share a Pair. So basically you buy 2 skeins of yarn, but you send half to your friend, okay? So you send half to your friend, or maybe you get both and then you send it to your friend. I'm honestly not sure how it worked. I should have been clearer. I should have been clearer on it now. Okay, so I've seen people do this. So basically, like, let's say like I buy this and I get one and then I send one to my friend in Texas, right? Then we can both work on a pair of socks out of these 2 yarns. So I could choose to either do like a helical striped or just regular striped socks. I could do like, you know what I would choose, a pink sock and use this as the contrast and do like shorties, something like that. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. It's such a cool concept, so much fun. And for a lot of us, you could almost do 2 pairs of socks if you had contrast, because these are both 50 grams. So I could definitely do like a regular pair of socks with contrast yarn and 50 grams. This colorway is called Easter Basket. Really, really pretty. So if you are the winner of this prize, so how you're going to enter for prizes is you're going to leave 1 comment. That's it. There's 2 prizes. 1 comment, and I will be randomly picking next Tuesday because I want to be able to announce it in the podcast on Thursday. That's what I learned. If I don't if I don't choose it on Tuesday, then I won't be able to get it into the podcast, and then you have to wait 2 weeks. So I'm going to pick the winner on Tuesday. This one is going to be fun because you will get to have one of these, and then you'll get to choose one of your friends that I'm going to send the other one to. So this is kind of like a double prize. You get a prize and you get to send one to your friend. So Mandy's Makings, go check out her shop. It's linked down below. This is Easter Basket. Again, I'm not sure if this one's in the shop anymore, but she's got lots of other beautiful prizes. And then just one more thing from me personally. I found this Coco Knits needle gauge. Isn't it so cool? Okay, well, you don't know what it does yet, so how could you know that it's cool? Okay, Coco Knits is such an amazing, like, her tools are so cool. I don't know why I said her. I think it's a girl, but I don't know. Coco Knits, their stuff is so cool. This is a needle gauge. What? Okay, not only is it rainbow and so beautiful, what you do is you just like find your needle size. It's magnetic, okay? You find your needle size, and you isolate that needle size. See, all of these have little holes in them. And I know you probably can't see it on camera, but like I can see in person, it says 7 US, 4.5 millimeters, and you poke your little needle through there. And if it fits in this one, but not in the one the size down, that's the size that it is. It's really, really cool. So I'm going to be sending that to you as well. That's a little gift from me that I picked up in one of the local shops. But I linked this, like Coco Knits sells these online if you want to go grab one because they're really cool. And your local shop doesn't sell them, you can go grab one. So to sum up, you are going to receive this and you're going to get to send the other Share a Pair to a friend. This one is US only as I'm sending out 2 packages, but my next one's going to be internationally friendly. So let me grab that one. Okay, the next one is coming from, this one is coming from another generous yarn dyer that sent me these beautiful yarns. One I'm going to be keeping for myself, so don't get any ideas. One I'm going to be giving away. Okay, so this is from, do I have her card? Yeah, no, I don't think I have her logo. Okay, I don't think I have her logo, but I'll show you the yarn. Okay, this is from Gaddy Yarn Co. Cute little cat right there. Isn't that adorable? Gaddy Yarn Co. And, okay, perfect. I was worried for some reason that maybe you couldn't hear me anymore. I don't know if this like cuts me off at a certain point, but I think we're good. Okay, Gaddy Yarn Co. This is a beautiful colorway. It's a fingering weight yarn, and it is called Son of Poseidon. Super cool, right? Love that, beautiful. Okay, so Gaddy Yarn Co. is run by Ashley, and she actually has a coupon code for you guys. So if you want to head to her shop and support her, I know she's a fairly new yarn dyer, but she's already so good, kind of coming to her own on this. Actually, let me show you the other color. I'm keeping this one, sorry. She sent them to me. She said, feel free to keep or give away. And I was like, oh, I'll give them away. And then I saw the name of this one. I was like, I have to hold on to it. So this one she does have in her shop right now, but there's only 2. So you better run. This is Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, and it is perfect. It's got orange and purple and yellows, and it's so much fun. So if you want that, you better go right now, because it's gonna be gone. But this is Gaddy Yarn Co. I have that link down below. But use a coupon code. I've put it in the description box because I know there won't be text here over this because this is live.